Okay, sorry about my voice right now. I have a bad cold, but I'm just going to show you guys a quick sample of how the stained glass works. You have your pattern. Right now I'm working on a Chewbacca. Depending on the glass, if you have clear glass, you can just lay it over the top and trace. But with this kind of brown glass, it's hard to see through when you lay it down. So you make a copy print of your pattern and then you cut it out to the size that you need. Doesn't have to be perfect because you just kind of need, you're not going to be able to break the glass to the perfect size. You see how the piece lines up. Get the darker side, have it lay down, try and get your Sharpie. Black Sharpie's your best friend. Trace it. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. Get the basic idea down. Then you get your glass cutter. Actually, just scores the glass. Go along the edge where you want it. Get your breaking pliers. You break it off. You have to be careful because, well, with glass, once it breaks, it's not like pencil. You can't put it back. You can't erase and fix your mistakes. Areas that's a little trickier. This piece doesn't have any, but sometimes it's easier just to grind them without break, might take longer. Trying to go along the lines. And there's your piece. That's a Chewbacca arm. So that's the breaking and to size part of the video. Usually I do a couple pieces, sometimes all of the whole basic figure, depending on what the project is, and then I grind. But you can also, if you had your grinder nearby, you can just do it right at each piece right after you break and cut it. You can grind it, but it flings glass particles all over the place, so you don't really want it in a kitchen like where I'm at right now. So I have it set up downstairs, and I'll show you how to use that in just a minute. Well, here's the grinder. As you can see, this is a little grinding tool. It's a sponge to keep the grinder cool. It also keeps the glass from flying all over. This part pulls up, and you have to have water in there. Keeps the, otherwise, you'd have like sandpaper flying around. Because this stuff, the water keeps it from getting all in your lungs and all over the place. You do want to wear safety glasses. As you can see, I'm in the bathroom. It's a utility bathroom. All this crap around the sink, everything, that's not soap or that's just glass particles. That's glass dust. So, all in here. Shows you. That's this glass powder. Make sure that sponge is wet. I'm not going to do too much grinding. I'm just going to basically show you how it works. Mostly because I have to hold the camera with one hand because there's no place to set it here. You have to be careful here. Usually I have safety gloves on, but it's hard to hold the camera and do that. See? Goes a lot faster if I have two hands, but I'm just going to stop there because, well, I'm not going to be able to do a very good job with holding the camera with one hand, and I only have so much of this brown glass left, so I don't. Okay, since I'm out of copper foil for right now, basically you have thin strips. Well, it's a roll of copper foil, sticky on one side, not on the other, and you have to go through and evenly put the foil around the edges of the glass. Then you have your pattern. As you can see, we got Luke's hand, the saber hilt, and part of his arm done, his neck, his head, the hair. And then after that, and you have it all pinned down, you solder it. Okay, this is the flux. You put this on the copper foil. And make sure you have your safety glasses on. Dab it where, then from there, you have your lead solder. I'm running low on lead solder. Your soldering iron. You want 100 watt, and just dab a little bit of solder onto the iron, and drip it onto the flux that's on top of the copper foil. Oh, that slid off. And don't touch it with your hands because it's very hot. There we go. And you smooth it out. Do it around all the copper foil area where the flux is. They have different kind of stands. I didn't buy one because I made this in my ceramics class. Was going to be a lamp, but it turned out works pretty darn good for a soldering iron holder. So then you just set that up there, and now you can see that Luke's head, it's not perfect yet because I have to get more copper foil, get the whole thing done. The whole thing will even out, smooth out, and then after it's all put together, it'll look much better. There's black patina, so all this silver will be black. Makes it look way more professional than just this gooby silver.